The precise instant I became aware that my balance had shifted from its former steadiness lingers in my mind. As I strolled through my kitchen, the path was clear, devoid of any hindrances or diversions, just another mundane day unfolding. In an unexpected moment, I found myself stumbling. I managed to regain my composure, but a subtle transformation stirred within me. A soft voice inquired, "What if I hadn't managed to hold on? What if I hadn't managed to hold on?" The memory of that moment lingered in my mind. Losing your balance transcends mere tripping or clumsiness. It delves into a profound essence. It revolves around self-assurance. The essence lies in autonomy. Above all, it centers on safety. For those women who have crossed the threshold of 60, or even 70 as I have, there is a vital piece of information you must be aware of. Medical professionals now assert that nearly all older women will encounter balance challenges at some stage in their lives. The figure left me astounded. 99 out of 100. Yet, this is the aspect that fills me with optimism. Most of these issues cannot be attributed solely to the passage of time. They arise from factors within our control, matters we can amend. In this video, I will guide you through 8 prevalent missteps that may be subtly undermining your balance, eroding your confidence, and potentially encroaching upon your freedom, all without your awareness. Many of these are actions you engage in daily. Perhaps you are engaging in some of these activities at this very moment. Stay by my side until we reach the conclusion. It was mistake number 6 that brought me crashing down, imparting a lesson that will forever remain etched in my memory. You are accompanied in this journey, and you possess strength within you. We can embark on straightforward actions beginning today to cultivate a sense of strength, stability, and security within ourselves. Let us embark on this journey side by side. Error 1. Donning inappropriate footwear. In discussions of balance, the mind often drifts toward physical exercises, or perhaps the use of medications. However, a significant factor contributing to the instability experienced by older women begins at the foundation, accompanied by our shoes. To speak candidly, for years I adorned my feet with those delicate ballet flats. They possessed an undeniable charm, were effortlessly uncomplicated, and could be donned with the greatest of ease. They enveloped me in a sense of ease. At least that was my assumption. One afternoon, as I strolled along the sidewalk close to my home, I stumbled upon a raised piece of pavement that caught the edge of my flat. I almost found myself tumbling headlong into a thicket of roses. That was more than merely a narrow escape. That served as my awakening. With the passage of time, the contours and cushioning of our feet undergo transformation. The arches begin to flatten. The cushioning on the soles of our feet diminishes, and the muscles in our legs and ankles no longer react with the same swiftness they once did. The shoes that once served us well a decade ago may now pose a significant threat to our safety. A quality shoe transcends mere foot coverage. It serves as your bedrock. A fragile foundation renders all that rises above it precarious and uncertain. What factors determine the perfect shoe for you at this moment? To begin with, it must possess a sturdy, non-slip sole. That signifies the absence of sleek, weathered bases. Next, it is essential to seek both structure and support, an apparatus that secures your ankle and arch firmly, rather than allowing for any unwelcome movement. Thirdly, the aspect of cushioning. Consider the comfort of memory foam or the stability of a supportive heel cup, particularly if your daily routine involves walking extensively on unforgiving surfaces such as tile or concrete. At last, in shape. A shoe that fits too loosely can ensnare you in its grasp just as readily as one that constricts too tightly. You may be pondering the idea of orthopedic shoes and dismissing them as unattractive. However, there is a silver lining. The market of today has finally caught up. Stylish and supportive options abound. A stunning pair caught my eye. Adorned in a gentle gray hue with delicate floral embellishments, they appear stunning and provide an even more delightful experience. Now, let us delve into the world of slippers. I would don those throughout the day while at home. Gentle, warm, and undeniably smooth on the underside. They offered no traction whatsoever, and it wasn't until I almost lost my footing while hauling laundry that I recognized the peril they posed. Now, even within the confines of my home, I find myself donning shoes that possess a proper sole, not the cumbersome boots of yore, but rather something stable, offering a commendable grip. What sets them apart? I stride with greater height, a newfound confidence enveloping me, and the rug corner has not claimed my feet in months. Shoes appear to be a minor element. However, once you surpass the age of 60, they no longer seem insignificant. Their safety, their confidence, and at times they represent the fine line between an ordinary day and a trip to the emergency room. Second on the list of missteps is the omission of strength training. This may catch you off guard. I must admit it took me by surprise. For an extended period, I held the belief that strength training was an endeavor reserved for the youth. I envisioned it as a journey to the gym, where one would lift heavy weights or partake in a fitness class, pulsating with loud music and clad in snug attire. It wasn't my doing. I believed my routine activities, walking, cleaning, and gardening, were sufficient to keep me active. Yet that fell short. As we reach the milestone of 50, a gradual decline in muscle mass begins to unfold each passing year. Not just a little, but a great deal. It unfolds so subtly that you hardly notice, until one fateful day you attempt to rise from a low chair and find yourself relying on both arms to lift yourself up. That transcends mere aging. That is a decline in muscle mass. What's the silver lining? It can be undone. My journey began at a measured pace. I chose not to enroll in a gym or invest in elaborate weights. I acquired a set of light dumbbells from the nearby store and positioned them conveniently by the couch. I started to engage in basic movements as I watched television. Exercises such as arm curls, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts. There were days when I forewent the weights entirely, merely my physical form. The aim was never to embody the image of a fitness model. It was a journey to reclaim the strength that had silently slipped away from me. Changes swept in swiftly. In just a matter of weeks, I observed that rising from the couch required less exertion. There was a sense of empowerment as I hefted the bags of groceries. I found myself ascending the hill with newfound assurance. Yet of greater significance, my body might respond once more. Do you recall that instant when you stumble, desperately attempting to regain your balance? Without sufficient strength in your legs and core, your body simply crumbles under pressure. Yet with resilience, your body pushes against the odds. It finds its equilibrium. It maintains your posture. Now we arrive at the poignant moment. True strength transcends mere physicality. It's utterly bewildering. It stirs the soul. When you possess strength, your actions reflect that power. You cease to evade curbs, irregular pathways, or staircases. You take back your liberty. Merely 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week. That is all it requires. It can be accomplished in the comfort of your own home, clad in pajamas, all while enjoying your favorite show. Take your time. Only advancement, each minor enhancement contributes to the greater whole. For it is strength that shields you, guarding not only against tumbles but also against the grip of fear. Error 3. Disregarding alterations in sight. One may not immediately associate vision with the concept of balance, yet the two are intricately intertwined, a connection that often goes unnoticed by many. Initially, I failed to see that connection. I believed my occasional missteps in the dark were merely the result of clumsiness, or perhaps the gentle glow of my home's lighting was to blame. Yet, on one particular night, I rose from my slumber to make my way to the bathroom. The light remained unlit. I was reluctant to disturb my husband from his slumber. As I crept silently down the hallway, I inadvertently overlooked the edge of a modest rug. I fell heavily onto my knee. It required more than a week to finally cease the limp. That experience imparted a valuable lesson to me. The eyes serve an essential function, guiding our brains and comprehending our position within the vast expanse of space. It transcends mere reading or the simple act of recognizing faces. It involves assessing distance, recognizing contrasts, and maneuvering through steps, shadows, and irregular terrains. With the passage of time, our eyesight undergoes transformations. While it might not seem significant, it is sufficient to influence our perception of depth and our sense of balance. One may not fully grasp the subtlety of their steps, whether they tread an inch too far or fall short, until the moment has passed, leaving them to ponder the consequences. Numerous women beyond the age of 60 persist in donning spectacles that bear outdated prescriptions. I must confess, I sported mine for nearly 4 years without a single update. I believed they were sufficient. However, following that tumble, I eventually made my way to the eye doctor. Indeed, my prescription had been altered. I also discovered options such as anti-glare coatings and lenses crafted to enhance contrast in dimly lit environments. The subtle enhancements brought about a remarkable transformation. It transcends mere eyewear. It also pertains to the art of illumination. A shadowy hallway or bathroom can obscure your vision and disrupt your equilibrium, particularly in the stillness of the night. In my bedroom, hallway, and bathroom, I incorporated small plug-in nightlights. They were affordable and simple to set up, yet they instilled in me a newfound confidence as I navigated the darkness. Worn, scratched, or ill-suited glasses may pose a daily risk to your vision and well-being. Should your abode be laden with dark corners or lurking shadows, your eyes find themselves laboring harder, resulting in disorientation, dizziness, and potentially even vertigo. Therefore, grant yourself a kindness. Polish your lenses. Arrange for that eye examination. Substitute the bulbs with those that emit a brighter, warmer glow. Your balance begins with what is visible before you. Ensure that your vision is unobstructed. Error 4. Neglecting medication. Adverse reactions. This one resonated more deeply than I care to acknowledge. Several years back, I began a new treatment for my blood pressure. Occasionally, a sense of lightheadedness would wash over me, prompting my doctor to prescribe a remedy to help manage the sensation. I followed the instructions carefully, anticipating a sense of relief, yet I found myself increasingly unsteady. As I rose from the couch, the room seemed to shift ever so slightly, as if responding to my movement. Initially, it was a mere whisper, a gentle nudge that compelled me to pause and find my balance. I attributed it to fatigue, perhaps a lack of hydration, yet beneath the surface, I sensed that something was amiss. Then, one evening, as I rose too hastily, I tripped and collided with the coffee table. I managed to keep my footing, much to my relief, though the experience was undeniably frightening. That evening, I took the time to scrutinize the fine print on the pill bottle, and there it lay, unmistakably evident. Could lead to feelings of lightheadedness or unsteadiness. I regret not having paid attention earlier. With the passage of time, our bodies process medications in a distinct manner. A dosage that was perfectly suitable at 50 may prove to be excessive at 70. Furthermore, a significant number of individuals find themselves on various medications, and the interactions of their side effects can manifest in ways that may not be readily apparent to our healthcare providers. Ultimately, it is essential to champion your own cause. Your physician attends to numerous patients. There exists but one soul within your vessel. When a sense of unease lingers, however faint, capture it on paper. A sense of unsteadiness, overwhelming tiredness, and a feeling of faintness. Do not dismiss it. Prepare a comprehensive list to present to your doctor or pharmacist. Be sure to list all medications encompassing over-the-counter pain relievers, vitamins, and supplements. Upon voicing my concerns, my doctor meticulously examined all the medications I was using. He fine-tuned the dosage of the blood pressure medication, and in an instant, the dizziness vanished. My balance has seen a noteworthy enhancement. My confidence has made a triumphant return. Allow me to offer you some guidance. Always pay attention to the messages your body conveys. Have faith in your intuition. Examine the labels closely. Pose inquiries. Refuse to accept the notion that it's merely the passage of time. At times, it is the remedy that holds the key, while at other moments, a mere tweak can transform the fabric of your daily equilibrium. Error 5. Seizing hold of furniture rather than relying on a cane. For an extended period, I convinced myself that a cane was unnecessary. I embraced my independence. I managed to navigate quite well. Of course, I might occasionally grasp the back of a chair or lean against the kitchen counter, but surely that didn't signify anything of great importance, did it? Incorrect. What I was engaged in is an activity that many older adults partake in, often without a conscious awareness of it. It is referred to as furniture walking, relying on chairs, tables, walls, and countertops for support as you navigate through the home. What might seem like an innocuous routine is, in reality, a signal of something deeper. I referred to it as maintaining my independence, yet in truth, I was gripped by fear. fearful of the implications that using a cane might carry. Would others perceive me in a different light? Will I sense the weight of age upon me? Feeble? One afternoon, I found myself transporting a laden basket of laundry from the bedroom to the living room. My hands were occupied, leaving me without anything to brace myself against. As I entered the room, my foot caught the polished hardwood, and with a subtle shift, I found myself teetering precariously, almost colliding with a side table. That moment filled me with a fear I'm reluctant to acknowledge. During that very week, I ventured out to shop and stumbled upon a stunning lightweight cane adorned with a floral design that genuinely brought a smile to my face. The grip was reassuringly comfortable, and I felt no shame in employing it. Indeed, a sense of relief washed over me. Now, rather than reaching for furniture that lacked the strength to support me, I possessed something crafted specifically for that very purpose: my security. Since that moment, I've carried myself with greater poise, navigated my surroundings with newfound assurance, and no longer felt the urge to brace myself with each stride. And no one has ever regarded me with a sense of pity. Indeed, it is quite common for individuals to express their admiration for the cane, often remarking on its stylish design. Employing a cane is not an act of surrender. It's not conceding to failure. It is the act of selecting resilience. It is the act of prioritizing safety. Above all, it is the pursuit of tranquility that matters most. Should you notice yourself leaning on furniture more frequently than before, even if just for reassurance, it's your body signaling a need for assistance. Listening to it reveals a strength that often goes unrecognized. Error 6. Steering clear of balance exercises. I must confess something to you. It wasn't until I stumbled into a local wellness class at the community center that I discovered the existence of balance exercises. I envisioned it as a gentle exploration of stretching, perhaps incorporating some seated yoga as well. To my surprise, I found myself balancing on one foot and attempting to walk in a straight line, heel to toe. To say I was caught off guard by this sudden sense of unsteadiness would be an understatement. The initial class served as a jarring awakening. I came to the unsettling realization that I had scarcely taken any steps to nurture my equilibrium. I had thought it would simply remain akin to the rhythm of breathing or the act of blinking, yet it does not. With the passage of time, our sense of balance gradually diminishes, not due to negligence, but because we cease to question it. Our ankles become rigid, our core muscles lose their strength, and our minds cease to engage in those subtle micro-adjustments that once felt instinctive. Yet, here lies the exquisite aspect. One can cultivate balance. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, your body remains a vessel of potential, ever ready to embrace the art of learning. In the beginning, I took modest steps, balancing on one leg for a brief 15 seconds as I brushed my teeth. I practiced walking down the hallway with my feet aligned, heel to toe, gently shifting my weight from side to side while gripping the back of a chair for support. It required neither elaborate gear nor extended sessions, merely a touch of purpose. Just a few fleeting moments, and do you know what transpired? A sense of security began to envelop me. I ceased to brace myself each time I rose to my feet. I ceased to doubt my movements when stepping off curbs or traversing gravel. One morning, I found myself twirling in the kitchen. It was an experience I had long since abandoned. Balance transcends the mere physical realm. It resonates with profound feelings. It revolves around trust, rekindling faith in your own body. Should you find yourself at a loss for where to begin, you'll discover an abundance of free resources available all around you. Videos on YouTube, classes tailored for seniors, guides for improving balance, and even certain insurance plans now provide online programs. Take your balance seriously before a fall occurs. Imagine it as a ritual of dental care, a straightforward practice undertaken each day that transforms life gradually. Devoting merely 5 to 10 minutes a few times each week can safeguard your future in ways you might not fully appreciate. Error 7. Insufficient hydration. Among all the insights I've gathered on the journey of aging, this particular revelation stands out as both astonishing and frequently neglected. Adequate hydration is essential for maintaining your equilibrium. Indeed, it is true. The subtle onset of mild dehydration, which can gradually accumulate throughout the day, may result in sensations of dizziness, confusion, fatigue, and a disorienting lightheadedness upon standing. This places you in genuine danger of a fall. Now, we arrive at the challenging aspect. With the passage of time, our perception of thirst evolves. Our bodies no longer convey the robust signals they once did. Even in the absence of thirst, your body may still be in need of hydration. For years, I believed I was navigating life with ease. In the morning, I savored a cup of tea, followed by a rich coffee in the afternoon, and perhaps a sip of water to accompany my dinner. What I failed to recognize was that tea and coffee, particularly those rich in caffeine, can indeed play a role in promoting dehydration. Upon calculating, I found that my daily water intake was falling below 4 cups. That is decidedly insufficient, particularly for an individual in her 70s. Then arrived the headaches, the weariness that settled in during the afternoon. The instant I rose too quickly and had to clutch the wall as the world around me swayed. I believed it to be merely passage of time and its inevitable effects. Yet when my doctor inquired about my water intake, I found myself at a loss for a satisfactory response. On that particular day, I began to keep a small notepad beside the fridge. With each glass I consumed, I meticulously recorded it. I set my sights on consuming 6 to 8 cups of pure water daily, excluding any tea or soda from the count. The distinction was truly striking. I found myself brimming with energy. I experienced a more restful slumber. The discomfort in my joints has diminished significantly. Yet, above all, I sensed a newfound stability in my stance. I would like to propose an idea. Place water within your line of sight, upon your nightstand, beside your cherished seat, within your handbag as you venture out. At times, a charming water bottle paired with a hint of lemon or cucumber can transform the mundane act of drinking water into something far more enticing. If plain water doesn't appeal to you, consider exploring herbal teas or savoring broth-based soups. Be mindful of any extra salt or sugar that may be included. The aim is to maintain hydration in a manner that feels achievable and organic to your way of life. While hydration might seem trivial, for women in our stage of life, it holds significant importance. It sustains every system within your body, encompassing the very one that maintains your posture. Consuming an adequate amount of water stands as one of the simplest, most economical, and profoundly effective methods to safeguard your equilibrium. Error 8. Residing in a home that is unwelcoming to the autumn season. The final error I wish to address is one so prevalent that we often overlook it until the moment has passed us by. I refer to it as residing in a home that is unwelcoming to the autumn season. In the sanctuary of our homes, we often find ourselves so immersed in our daily routines that the subtle dangers lurking in the corners begin to fade from our awareness. The throw rug that has accompanied us for 2 decades. The lamp cord lay stretched across the hallway, a thin line connecting light to shadow. The transition from the garage to the kitchen. A step that feels just a tad too elevated. We are intimately familiar with our homes, yet as our bodies evolve, what was once effortless can unexpectedly turn perilous. It was one fateful morning, as I hefted a laundry basket, that the truth dawned upon me. With my arms laden, I ventured into the hallway, only to have my foot snag on the edge of a rug. I didn't tumble, yet I did twist my ankle, forcing me to take a seat right there on the floor. That ankle sidelined me from my morning walks for nearly 2 weeks, all due to a rug I had traversed countless times. Subsequently, I approached my home anew, not merely through the lens of sight, but with a keen awareness of safety. What I discovered took me aback. In the bathroom, there were no grab bars to hold onto, only the slick surface of the tile and a bath mat that shifted beneath my feet. In the corridor, a solitary dim light bulb flickered softly. In the kitchen, I arranged my most frequently used pans on a low shelf, compelling me to bend and twist with each reach. All these elements, once woven into the fabric of normalcy for decades, had transformed into subtle dangers. I implemented a handful of straightforward adjustments. I took away the loose rugs and introduced non-slip mats. I affixed a grab bar beside the toilet and within the shower enclosure. I replaced the dim bulbs with warm LED lights. I went so far as to purchase a nightlight equipped with a motion sensor for the hallway. Rather than stooping to access the lower cabinet, I relocated the pans I frequently used to a more convenient waist height. None of this required a lavish expenditure, Yet it bestowed upon me something truly invaluable: serenity of spirit. Allow me to emphasize, there is absolutely no disgrace in modifying your living space to cater to your requirements. You're not indulging in self-pity. You are safeguarding your autonomy. You are simplifying the journey of life, allowing for a stride filled with assurance. Should another visitor arrive, be it a grandchild or a friend, they too shall reap the rewards. Here's a concise checklist I suggest for individuals aged 60 and above. Eliminate any rugs that tend to slide or have curling edges. Secure cords in place or discreetly position them behind furniture. Install grab bars in bathrooms, ensuring they are placed not only in the shower but also near the toilet. Install night lights in the hallway, bathroom, and bedroom. Position commonly used items at waist level to eliminate the need for bending or climbing. Consider utilizing a shower chair if you find your legs growing weary during your bathing routine. Ensure that every staircase is equipped with railings, ideally on both sides. While these adjustments may not be monumental, they contribute to creating a home that feels safer and more nurturing. This signifies an abundance of freedom, a surge of confidence, and a diminished concern for the uncertainties that linger in the mind. For the simple reason that the reality is this: while the majority of falls occur within the confines of our homes, it is essential to recognize that many of these incidents can be averted, not through fear, but through thoughtful preparation. Take a moment to observe your surroundings with a fresh perspective. Consider, if I were stepping into this home for the very first time, what elements would instill a sense of safety within me? Proceed with deliberate steps, gradually, each day unfolding new possibilities. You are worthy of a sanctuary that nurtures you, just as you have devoted your life to nurturing those around you. Thus, we find ourselves confronted with 8 prevalent missteps that subtly, gradually, yet inevitably undermine our equilibrium, our self-assurance, and at times, even our autonomy. Some of them appear quite trivial, such as forgoing a glass of water or donning the same reliable shoes we've cherished for years. Some matters, such as overlooking shifts in vision or dismissing the effects of medication, seem like issues we can address at a later time. However, when combined, these habits accumulate, and as time passes, they can evolve into significant risks. Yet, behold the exquisite reality. Embracing the passage of time doesn't mean you must surrender to its whims. Within you lies a reservoir of strength, a command over your circumstances that surpasses what you've been led to believe. And remember, you are not solitary in this journey. It is important for you to understand, deep down, that you possess an enduring strength, that you are inherently worthy of stability, and that you truly deserve a life that embodies a sense of grounding and safety. Have you ever hesitated to traverse that bumpy driveway? Have you passed on an adventure due to concerns about your stability? Have you found yourself pondering in silence? What if I stumble and find myself alone? This message is intended for you. Exercising caution does not signify weakness. Your foresight in preparing is commendable. Your courage in confronting these changes rather than retreating from them is commendable. Maintaining your equilibrium does not equate to surrendering. It signifies a posture of strength, both in body and spirit. It signifies cultivating a confidence that empowers you to move ahead, not encumbered by fear, but liberated in your choices. Allow me to pose a straightforward question, and I would greatly appreciate your thoughts in the comments section below. Which of these 8 blunders caught you off guard the most? Perhaps this one instead. What is one transformation you plan to embark on beginning today? I have perused each and every comment, and I assure you, your narrative has the potential to inspire another to find their own strength as well. If this video has been of assistance to you, kindly take a moment to express your appreciation by liking it. For those seeking practical advice, heartfelt narratives, and insightful guidance on navigating the journey of aging with wisdom, consider subscribing to this channel, Wise Elders Insight. Look after yourself, dear friend. Your body has endured a great deal. Your future self relies on your perseverance, your unwavering strength, and your vibrant spirit to forge ahead.